Well, hopefully this third time is going to be different compared to the past, and let's put it like that. We put in place a pretty strong organization, which is, as I said many times, obviously money are important, time is important, but at the end what is really make different are the people, the men involved in the team. And I spend a lot of time to try to put in place the right guy in the right place, and then obviously all the other teams are doing the same, so it's going to be a challenge. But I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy so far on where we are. Yeah, there is a lot of work which is hard to see from outside, and that is the reason why we kind of split the two organizations a little bit at the beginning. But for sure, I mean, just riding the class rule has been a long process, a big distraction sometimes. But at the end, it's part of the game. I mean, when we pull out last time, we promised the only way for us to be back is to, I don't want to say be in control of the game, but at least be able to control or to stop any, let's say, I don't want to say rule change, but any change which could compromise the event and the team. So that is the reason why we became challenger record, and we support Team New Zealand last time. Well, I think it's important because I mean, without taking any merit to the previous edition, to the last edition, which is being great, the boat was super fun and so on. But for sure, we miss some of the credibility of the cup, and the goal, the route is pretty long, but the goal is to try to give credibility back to the event, try to explain better to what is going to be the cup again in the future. The new boat is going to be a new monster, a new machine. Probably someone was expecting something more traditional, someone was expecting something radical as we choose. I mean, you always make someone happy and someone unhappy, so it's pretty hard, but we believe we did a good job on that, and again, it's up to us now to show that in the future. Well, when we start the process, let's say to think about the new class boat, we put on the table really hundreds of ideas and probably 50 different type of manual. And obviously we put heavy displacement boat and super light displacement boat like this one. And at the end, the funny thing, everyone, it was some romantic in our back mind, but at the end everyone was moving on the same direction, and I think at the end again the boat is going to be amazing. I mean, we are doing a lot of simulation session, and every day is becoming more and more attractive, and we're actually looking forward to have the real boat in the water. Well, I think one of the reasons why we were doing so many long days with two boat testing was because also the tools were not on the same level. No, I think in the last 5-10 years the improvement of the tools we're using to design the boat they grow quite a lot. We changed quite a lot. I think, like for instance, 15 years ago probably 80% of the design office was made by naval architect, or more or less. Now there is probably 2 naval architects, and the rest are engineers. And then they give you the feeling of what type of boat is going to be the new one. And yeah, simulation obviously is pretty important now. I mean, most of the sport, like Formula 1 or MotoGP, they are doing a lot of development on the simulator. We try to use the same concept, the same way to work, but obviously you need also to prove that in the water. So that is the reason why there is few teams with surrogate in the water, and some other are doing different projects, and that is the way to go with him. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say they're gonna have a weak spot. They have a super strong sailing team. They have a pretty good, really good design team, and the management is pretty good. I think the way they are thinking is always a step ahead compared to what normal people are thinking. So we need to try to think the way they are thinking, to try to be more or less on the same level. But it's going to be hard. Again, as Grant said before, is a culture, is something which is inside you. So you have it, or it's hard to just learn. So we need to figure out a different way to achieve the same goal. I think it's an important day for the Cup. I know everyone was expecting more team, I'm pretty confident there will be a few more coming in the next couple of weeks, and it's day one basically of this era, of this new campaign, of this new America's Cup, and I think there is a lot of excitement. I think I never saw so many journalists in the last few years for a press conference of the America's Cup. So I think that is already a great result. I think the fact there is a guy like Mr. Bertelli involved is going to give you a lot of credibility to the cup and to the future himself. There will be a lot of work from now to the first event, World Series event, and for the cup itself. And I think Grant and Team New Zealand, we are all here to try to create and to build a great event. So we need to work in that direction. Yes, it's the truth. And again, not because we were against the cut. It just was the end of an era, and we just want to give a change and going back to a monohull, which in reality is taking a little bit from monohull and from a multi-hull. No, is a kind of an hybrid type of boat. So at the end, I think we made more or less everyone happy, and I think again the boat is going to be amazing.